Welcome back to the channel, where we do what apparently some officers forgot to do. Read the Constitution. This is where we dissect police interactions like crime scene investigators. Only instead of blood spatter, we're analyzing abuse of power, unlawful stops, and ego-driven nonsense, because knowledge is your best defense. Before we get started, smash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and drop a comment to help end the madness. Because if we don't hold public servants accountable, who will? The Internal Affairs Office? Please. As always, the original video is linked below. Go show the source channel some love. They're out here doing the work that should be taught in high school civics classes. Now, today's case out of Sydney, Nebraska is a real gem. We've got a cop who goes full supervillain on a couple sitting in their car, Steve Bell and his wife, who were doing the unthinkable, listening to police radio traffic and filming cops in public. Shocking, right? Let's be real, they weren't breaking the law, they weren't obstructing justice, they weren't even being rude. They were journalists with cameras, a protected activity under the First Amendment. Don't take my word for it, Glik vs. Cunniffe, 1st Server 2011, made it crystal clear that citizens have the right to record public officials, including law enforcement in public spaces. Period. No permission slip needed. So what was this cop's response to being watched? Let's call it a meltdown in uniform.
Can you for me down here? 8-10. 10-4.
It's really funny because we can get all of this on the recording.
23 there, sir.
Here, I'm going to give this to you. Hold on to you.
608. Go ahead, 608. I'll be out with 612. 10-4.
Who's right there? I haven't zoomed in the video, so if you need to pull it out or whatever.
Do me a favor, activate your camera on this pickup. Sydney, can you tell me a car suspicious vehicle? It's going to be commercial truck, Nebraska 393616, 393616, occupied 2 times.
You don't have to give your ID when you did nothing wrong.
And fine. 11th in Illinois.
Yeah, you hold them.
Okay, license, registration.
Did I commit a
Proof of
crime?
insurance.
Did I commit a crime?
I want your license, registration, and insurance.
I'm asking you, did I commit a crime?
I will explain that in a second here.
Translation. I don't actually have a legal reason for stopping you, but I'm hoping you'll just comply anyway. Spoiler alert, that's not how it works. According to Terry vs. Ohio, 1968, law enforcement must have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime is being committed in order to detain someone or demand ID. You can't just make up a reason because you're annoyed someone is filming you. This cop, he skipped reasonable suspicion and went straight to because I said so. Then comes this.
Well, according to Nebraska state statute, all
I
I have
just
to
asked
do...
you for your license,
Well, I
your
understand.
registration, and your proof of insurance.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, you're being video recorded and audio recorded.
So are you.
Ah yes, the classic I'm recording too flex. Cute. But here's the reality. Police body cams aren't always your friend. They're often controlled by the department, conveniently lose data, or end up heavily redacted. If you're relying on that footage to tell your side of the story, good luck. Because FOIA requests can take months, and departments can charge you hundreds just to maybe get a blurry, cropped version. So yes, you absolutely should record. Every time. It's not paranoia, it's precedent. The courts have your back, even if this officer doesn't.
And you're telling me I did not commit a crime. Correct?
There it is, folks. Plain as day. You didn't commit a crime, but you're being detained, questioned, and strong-armed. For what? Driving near a cop doing his job? Here's the part where you, the viewer, are supposed to feel safe knowing your tax dollars pay this man's salary. Stay tuned because things spiral from bad to worse, and we haven't even hit the threats of arrest yet. Spoiler, obstructing justice now apparently includes driving down the street. That's a new one.
Check 612, 393616, white and gray 92, 1500, white and gray 92, Chevrolet 1500, registered to Stephen Bell, 2446 11th Avenue, 2446 11th Avenue, Sydney, 5/2/2014, February 2014. Insurance is still valid. 10-4.
I'm gonna ask you again, what am I being pulled over for? What am I being stopped for? Am I being detained?
Now, this is where our officer goes from misinformed to full authoritarian cosplay. He's asked again, point blank.
Well, can I have my license registration be free to go, please?
Why are you circling my crime scene?
I do not have to answer any questions without a lawyer present.
That response? Textbook. A+ for invoking your rights. But our officer, clearly offended that someone read the Bill of Rights, pushes further.
Why are you constantly following us?
I do not have to answer any questions without a lawyer present.
Are you afraid?
I do not have to answer any
Okay.
questions without a lawyer
I'm
present.
going to tell you what. The next time you follow me to a crime scene or any scene of that nature, including a traffic stop or anything of that nature, I will arrest you for obstructing.
A few problems here, officer. First of all, Nebraska law defines obstructing government operations as using force, violence, or physical interference to impede lawful duties. Driving near a cop isn't obstruction, it's driving. You don't get to rewrite the law because you're having a bad night. That's not how democracy or due process works. Let's break this down with legal backup. City of Houston versus Hill, 1987. The Supreme Court said criticizing or questioning police is protected speech. Ford v. City of Yakima, 9th Circuit, 2019. Simply being present at or filming a police stop, even repeatedly, does not constitute obstruction. So when the officer says,
One, you're taking away my focus on what needs to be taken care of.
But you're
All we're doing
but
is
you
driving.
are
Let me explain something to you.
well, let me explain something to you. You don't run the law, you only enforce
Do
the
you
law.
want to go to
that's
jail for obstructing?
there. For what?
What
For
are we
I'm driving down
What
the
is he
street.
You are
obstructing?
taking away from my duties right now.
we call that a you problem. The Constitution isn't suspended because your multitasking skills are weak. Then we get backup, another officer who tries to clean up the mess but fumbles just as badly.
All he's doing is driving down the street.
Do you want to go to jail too?
For what?
For
Obstructing.
what? Obstructing
Officer
what?
Hopfrock, what am I instructing by driving down the street?
Well, Stephen, what he's trying to explain is when you keep driving by and things like that, he has to take some focus away from what he's actually
So
trying
the
to
Okay, so now freedom of movement is a crime? Somebody better alert Google Maps.
5 other cars that I've watched do the same thing, they're going to get stopped too tonight?
You've
Because
drove
I have them
around-
on video, Officer Hopfrock.
Well,
I
you've
have this
drove-
video.
You've drove around at least 5 times since I've been right here.
So
We've
is
been-
other vehicles. So are
They're
people
leaving
walking by.
They're leaving the theater.
Um,
That's understandable. Or are you just
so
leaving-
you're telling me I don't have the right of freedom of movement?
Exactly. The citizen here is sharp, composed, and legally on point. Meanwhile, the officers are spinning like rookies on their first ride-along.
All I'm saying is, you're creating a problem for yourself.
You're creating a problem
No,
for me
you're
right now.
creating. Look.
You have stopped me for no
Listen.
reason.
Stop following us around.
There's no logins.
Stop following us around! That's your last warning!
You got
Your last warning? What is this? A video game boss fight? You don't get to invent legal boundaries just because your pride is bruised. Then comes the part that makes civil lawyers reach for their retainer agreements.
Go ahead and record it.
We are-
Officer Tobler 612, no problem. Just because you're a chicken shit motherfucker and you had no problem.
Scott, that's
Really?
enough. No. Stephen, go, okay? Just go.
That's
I
all
would
we
like to
were
file
doing.
charges. He threw something at me for assault.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. The officer threw papers at the citizen's face, which could absolutely fall under third-degree assault under Nebraska law. If it were the other way around, you'd better believe that charge would be processed before the paperwork hit the desk. To summarize, the officer just committed a hat trick of crimes. Official misconduct, demanding ID without legal cause, check. Assault in the third degree, tossing objects in anger, check. Disturbing the peace, screaming threats over nothing, triple check. These are all misdemeanors, not internal write-ups, not teachable moments, criminal acts. So how did the department respond? After the incident, they issued a formal written warning. That's right, a stern letter in a file cabinet somewhere. And yes, the police chief issued an apology, which is the law enforcement equivalent of thoughts and prayers. The officer remains on the job, enforcing laws he doesn't appear to understand.
I would like to file charges,
Let me
Officer
get your
Hoffrock.
information, and I will forward that on to Major Akins.
Okay.
He handles all of the internal
Okay.
affairs. Okay? So what's a phone number for you, Steven, so he can get a hold of you? Scott? Okay.
And I didn't stop. I didn't do anything. This man, when I turned the corner the first time I came around, yelled at me to go
Threw
the
his
fuck
hands
home,
up.
threw his hands up like he wanted to fight me.
Okay.
Right there on that corner.
And we did nothing
And
but drive
I didn't
by.
do anything but drive by the first time.
Okay.
At that point in time, I parked. Thought if he had a problem, he can come over and talk to me. And this is the attitude I get. You saw right here, I gave him no attitude. I questioned. He doesn't like being questioned.
All right. All right. I will take those concerns on to Major Akins. Okay. That's all I can do at this point.
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank
All right. If you would you please leave this scene?
I
I would
this-
appreciate that. Okay.
Absolutely, Officer Hoffrock.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go over here and see what else needs to be done. All right.
Thank you.
And there it is. Another day. Another public servant caught red-handed violating the public trust, with consequences as soft as a warm pillow. This case is why we film. Why we ask questions. Why we never assume a badge equals authority without accountability. I gave him no attitude, I questioned him. He doesn't like being questioned. That line, that's the thesis statement for the entire video. This wasn't about law, this was about ego. And when ego wears a badge and carries a gun, it becomes dangerous. So what can you do? Stay calm. Know your rights. Record everything. And speak up, whether it's in court, online, or in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Would you have handled it differently? Have you ever had a cop try this same playbook on you? Let's keep the conversation going, because the more we talk about it, the less they can get away with it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, and remember, badges aren't shields against the law. See you in the next one.